Hey guys, I have had a few people ask me why I had to delete a lot of my videos, why I had to put a lot of them on private, and I have to explain a lot of things and explain what's going on. But don't worry, my videos will be back up starting tomorrow with all this information that I'm about to give you guys. So here it goes. First, it started with what's known as the blacklist from Sleepless Watchdogs. One of their people, who claimed that I was taking stories from Let's Not Meet, as you see right here, they posted about me taking things that was copywritten. Well, I'll get into all of that in just a moment. The blacklist, as it states, is only to be used as a tool for reference. Its intended purpose is to keep all communities informed and up to date of those who partake in unauthorized use of stories or improper to no crediting. This is to ensure that everyone has a chance to exercise their best judgment when approached by a listed offender for collaborative pursuits. That kind of sounds like they're basically telling everybody to be very careful about people who have supposedly taken stories or whatnot. Now, they will not incite a witch hunt. I have seen a few of their people on some of their posts about me, which you can go and find it on their subreddit and on their comments and everything, that people have actually witch hunted me, which makes them a vigilante service, which they claim they are not. But I will get into that in a little bit. Now, something about, violation of, the witch hunt law that they have will result in permanent ban, but all their people who have been witch hunting have still been allowed on there. Now, let's see. For offenders, by utilizing your work without consent and follow the proper steps to address the issue if confirmed. This is all about, being taken off of the blacklist if you would like. What is the blacklist? It's whether or not the channel has asked for permission, whether or not the channel or page credits original poster, yada yada. You can find this and more on their Sleepless Watchdogs Reddit page. Now, with it being checked by them for Let's Not Meet, it says here, a place to read spine-tingling, unusually terrifying true stories. Let's keep that in mind right there. About people that you never want to meet again. Well, here we have it on page 1 over here. Can someone publish a story that has happened to you? It's over here saying, can someone take a story that happened to you without your knowledge and publish it, using your name and specifics, and take copyrights for it? I'm a person who lives in a small town, heard a story about our father. This person wrote a child's book based on the story, using his name and other specifics to the story, and had it published without our knowledge. She copyrighted the work. Is that legal? Down here it says, you cannot copyright an event. We will get further into this. The events that happened to your father don't belong to anyone. They just are. Different people will have different knowledge or beliefs about various portions of the event. They are just different versions of something that has happened. Yes, the author who published the story can copyright the book. She is copywriting her rendition of the story, not the events. Your father has the right to tell them the same story in his own words, as do you, as does anyone, which is what I do over here on Reddit. I read, I change a few things, but I tell it in my own version, but essentially keeping the meat of the story. Now, copyright is not important, nor is it really a problem that the author took a real story and turned it into a book, but using your father's name without his permission is a little of a concern. Since it's a children's book and you didn't mention this as an issue, I presume that she did not say anything negative about him or violate his privacy or anything like that. I don't have a reason to violate anybody's privacy because it's whatever they chose to post and whatever they chose to share on a True Stories section over here. Now, we're going to get rid of that. Judge reminds documentary makers that you cannot copyright facts. We are going to get into that. In the past, we've discussed the oddity that filmmakers must often purchase the rights to true stories, making the movies about them. There's no real legal reason for them to do so, as you can't copyright factual information. Right there. Factual information can't be copyrights. Everything that is posted on here is a true story. And even Let's Not Meet has moderators that will delete things that do not sound like they are real. So, again, true stories. You can't copyright factual information. Anyone can make a movie based off of a true story without purchasing any kind of rights. Now, besides business reasons for doing so, licensing the story from either of those who are involved or who literally reported on it may allow you to have those people more involved in making the movie itself. So it is only for, let's say, Rob Zombie wants to make a real movie, a real life movie about factual stuff with the people who witnessed these factual events. Then he can get the copyrights only to get them involved in the movie so they can be, part of it like they were part of the story. The judge is reminding people that true stories aren't copyrightable. You can't copyright true stories, once again. So this is from Tech Dirt, and it was from October 23rd, 2008, from an actual judge. We are going into 5 things that can't be copyrighted. Titles and names. Basically, areas, locations, people's names. Let's see. Furthermore, such short phrases rarely meet the requisite level of creativity to be considered for copyright protection. The title of your post or any short phrase that you use to identify a work cannot be copyrighted. Which is a lot of what Let's Not Meet likes to do. Like, I didn't think about it, or I'm just a frail girl and I didn't want to say anything, or, stupid things like that you hear all the time in these stories. Now, works by the U.S. federal government, yada yada, like NASA images, all that stuff is free. Works without authorship or facts. Though the photos that come with your calendar are probably copyright protected, the calendar itself is not. You can't copyright the lines on a notebook, ruled paper, or sadly, for the phone companies, even telephone directories are not protected. The reason that a work has to be a requisite level of creativity in order to qualify for copyright protection. And if a work is just repetitive facts without any creativity, which is what Let's Not Meet likes to do, it isn't protected. This is even true if a great deal of effort is went into making the product, as with a phone book. So, if somebody sat there for an hour and a half and made a 30-minute long story and posted it here, there is really no creativity put into it because you're telling a true story in your perspective. Thus, again, true stories being posted here. So, because of everything, which even here, a lawyer from 2015 called Copyright Basic Crash Course Intellectual Property Number 2. You can't copyright facts. He even goes into full-fledged detail about why you can't copyright facts, what is copyrightable, and all that other stuff. If you are interested, go look this guy up. He has a lot of information, and he actually has helped me to get more information about what I am doing here now. Now, the blacklist. The blacklist is a giant list of everybody who has taken things without consent to let everybody know, basically shame them and hurt them in a way that makes it to where they can't make money. Such as myself. I am number 244 on that list. Now, this blacklist is all the YouTubers who have supposedly taken stories. Here's their URLs, whether they asked for permission or not, yada yada. Did they credit the author? Did they link back? Number of followers at the time. This is a way of basically shaming them. A lot of these people, which I have known personally throughout the years, out of all 244 or more of these, I have known probably about 15 to 20 of these guys, and a lot of them use true stories. But they have also been hit by these vigilantes, and I'm going to call them vigilantes, and you will find out why they are going to be called vigilantes here in a moment. But they have been hit by all these people who claim that they have copyrights to their true stories. I understand if it is something, let's say, from No Sleep, because those are all creepypastas. Short, scary stories, there's a possibility that it could be true. I'm not going to say anything about that. That's not my forte. But I know No Sleep and r/creepypasta and all that, those are copyrighted because it takes imagination, it takes creativity, it's all false, blah, blah, blah. You said it in your own phrase, whether it be about Slender Man or, that horned guy, whatever it is that roams the streets and blows the horn at you and blah, 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 takes your soul, whatever it may be. I don't know the specifics because I don't like creepypastas myself. But this blacklist has a lot of people on it that should not be. Now, are all blacklists illegal? I want to explain some detail as to why this blacklist is most likely illegal and how it is shaming everybody and it is unlawful. Basically, you do the right thing and report unethical behavior. Then the worst happens. You suddenly get pushed out of your job and find it impossible to get a new job elsewhere. You've been blacklisted. The good news is, in many cases, blacklists are illegal. Many cases, blacklists are illegal. The bad news is, it isn't illegal in every state of the U.S. Okay? No matter what it is, it's highly unethical practice that still goes on, even in the states where it's officially illegal to do so. Now, I live in Florida. I don't know about a blacklist, but I've never heard of anybody being on a blacklist because everybody gets, checked through their social security number, and then, you get the background check and all that other stuff for jobs. I've never heard of a blacklist here in Florida, so I'm assuming that it is illegal. Businesses aren't always allowed content to just fire somebody for whistleblowing. While blacklists don't exist just for whistleblowers, it's all too common to put employees on a list for disrupting questionable and illegal practices, which is exactly what they're doing here on their blacklist. This is usually done by a supervisor or business owner that was punished or fined as a direct result of the whistleblower. We all see where I'm going here. Sleepless Watchdogs is the whistleblower. And they are doing illegal practices by putting them on a list. All of YouTube's narrators, all of their gamers, everybody who works for YouTube and makes a paycheck like me is a employee. Yes, we all get a 1099, but we work for YouTube, but yet we work for ourselves. So we pay our taxes and everything after YouTube takes their cut. Employees don't just get fired. This is bad enough on its own. However, some businesses and employers go the extra mile by trying to prevent the employee from getting hired elsewhere. That's illegal here in my state. Blacklists are still illegal in some states. Employers are allowed to share information to other area businesses, those in the same industry, to block an ex-employee from getting a new job. It's a vindictive approach and doesn't benefit anyone. What they are doing is vindictive. As you have heard up here, blacklist databases are becoming illegal. Having laws in place doesn't mean everyone will follow it. Whistleblowers know this firsthand. Currently, there are 29 states that have laws against blacklists. The exact laws vary. Some strictly prohibit all forms of blacklisting, even word of mouth. Others only prohibit actual lists. They do not use word of mouth. But if you believe that you are a victim, you should contact a lawyer, which is what I'm about to do. I'm about to contact a lawyer because right now I have a giant case. Even in states where this isn't a statewide law, there are still other protections in place on a local level. A lawyer may be able to use blacklist to prove wrongful termination, which they almost did, and that your employer is simply being spiteful. Nolo.com provides a list of states' blacklisting laws to help you better understand how you're protected. Now, blacklisting hurts businesses, which in some cases people think that I'm a business owner because I work for myself and yada yada. Background checks are a good thing, but blacklists harm everybody involved. It can help a business avoid hiring somebody with a known criminal background, such as hiring somebody charged with shoplifting or run cash registers. Blacklist database hurt good employees who didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm a good employee. I bust my balls on a daily basis. They simply angered the wrong person or people. Apparently, I must have somewhere down the line. They shouldn't be punished for that, especially for speaking up against wrongdoing. This is what I'm doing. I'm speaking up against wrongdoing. First of all, blacklisting can hurt a business reputation when people find out. The business could usually lose employees that are good who don't want to be associated with a business like that. It could also cause them to lose customers. Second, other businesses then miss out on hiring great employees, yada yada. Also, with this blacklist, there's somewhere else on the internet, I don't remember where, but I was shown that this blacklist is also illegal because it could hurt somebody's income. That is exactly what this has done. I have had to put everything on hold. I had to delete a lot of things. I had to put things in private, losing over $1,000 a month on YouTube because of this. So the blacklisting is illegal on its own. Defamation. Defamation is orally written communication of a false statement about another that unjustly harms their reputation and usually consists of a tort or a crime. Well, on that blacklist, on that entire message board, you can scroll down and see where they are calling people pieces of shit, where I hope that this asshole learns their lesson, yada yada. It's all form of defamation on there. They are basically trying to ruin people. I've even had people on this forum here who have gone to this blacklist and have hunted me down and decided that they were going to call me a piece of shit loser who steals stories, who doesn't deserve this channel, yada yada, and how they were going to hit me for everything, and they were going to sit there and watch me and make sure that I'm not stealing these true stories. Which, by the way, copyright free. Once again, they are facts, can't be copyrighted. So, I have had defamation on my name from these people. One of these said people also said that they posted their story, which was also on Let's Not Meet, about some creep in Walmart that they met and how they were scared and blah 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 and all this, and how they have it posted on OnlyFans and how that gives them copyrights. Well, let's go into the OnlyFans copyright system. Intellectual property rights, ownership, and licenses. You confirm that you own all intellectual property rights, example of which are copyright and trademark. Because it is true, you don't have a copyright to it. So, no matter where you post it, no copyright is given to you. You posted it on a forum, which you cannot copyright things that are on forums and blogs. There's information about that somewhere. I don't have the information right now. In your content, you have obtained all necessary rights to your content, which are required to grant licenses in respect of your content to use and other users. All they really give you copyrights for basically is your own image, because a lot of people, we all know, sell nude pictures on there and yada yada. So that's what OnlyFans gives you copyrights to, is your image basically. I'll get into this a little bit later. Let's see. Vigilante liability. This is what I am going to show you to show that the sleepless watchdogs and everybody on there is a vigilante. And I wish I would have had pictures and everything to prove more of my point. But I'm sure some of you do remember a couple of people coming on and calling me a thief and calling me a liar and doing all this other stuff, and I had to block them. because I'm not going to deal with that on my channel. Now, vigilante is essentially someone who takes the law into their own hands when they believe that the law is not doing enough to ensure justice. The blacklist here. Sometimes a group or citizens form to undertake the law enforcement responsibilities of their community. That'd be the blacklist and sleepless watchdogs. Without any legal authority, they are doing that by shaming people and finding people who are stealing things, according to their own sense of right and wrong. And that is what Sleepless Watchdogs is doing. They've even admitted countless times that they are not lawyers. So, thus, them saying they're not lawyers but still claim that everybody has copyright laws just proves that they are doing it according to their own sense of right and wrong. Neighborhood Watch work with police. They have no authority to make arrests or take action. So far and so forth. Vigilantism can be used to describe a general state of lawlessness or chaos, when competing groups of people, such as opposing gangs, all claim to enforce the law in a given area affected by lawlessness. Most vigilantism is motivated by the feeling that vigilantes need to be stepped in to obtain some justice. Some other motivations include personal agenda to protest existing laws that the vigilante finds unacceptable or hindrance of justice. Enforcing existing laws more efficiently, such as harsher punishments for those that the vigilante feels should be more harshly punished. It is what they are doing here by putting everybody on this blacklist. They are basically harshly punishing everybody by putting your name out there, telling everybody that you did this, calling attention to one's belief of a higher law, them thinking that they have copyrights to the true scary stories over here, calling attention to a perceived failure by the government. There is more information. I will leave all the links down in the description below. Now, if everybody is interested in helping me prove myself and possibly take this group down because of all their activity and them doing things that are unlawful, I found a r/no sleepless watchdog subreddit, and it does also explain copyright laws. It also explains what the watchdogs are, sends you the link and everything. Let's Not Meet can't be copyrighted. It explains more in detail about why Let's Not Meet cannot be copyrighted, as you see here. Why blacklists are illegal. Defamation. Factual stories can't be copyrighted. It gives you more detail about everything that I am talking about. Now, I would like everybody to share on every platform that they have. I'd like everybody to do whatever they can. I want to send this video to Thought Catalog and everything else, and I want these guys shamed like they have tried to shame everybody else. Nobody else has thought about doing any of this because nobody has thought about actually looking up the simple things that I have. Like here, I'll even show you. On my Google, can true stories be copyright? Let's see. Judge reminds documentary makers you can't copyright facts. 10 rules of copyright for screenwriters. Let's see. That's copywriting a published book. So on and so forth. There are a lot of things that you can look at. Copyright and fair use. All this stuff I have basically made sure that I am down to a T. And these guys right here wanted to put me on a blacklist because they thought that they had the right to subject me from something that I take from a true stories, which, again, copyright facts. You can't copyright facts. So there is nothing here for them to fight me over. And, again, if you guys like this, share with everybody. I want this put out there. I want everybody to know about this. And I want these guys to be shamed. I'm letting you guys know that my videos that aren't deleted out of the 500 and something will be back up shortly after this video. And I will have links to everything here. And if they try me once again, I will put them where they belong. Have a nice day, guys. I enjoy you guys. Thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be what I am today. And I hope this gets taken care of very quickly. Have a nice day. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell for notifications on future videos, and become a stalker of the night. And I'll see you next time.